How's it going, Quedex here? Today I'm going to be doing another one of those Let's Talk / Storytime videos. Today I kind of posted something on Twitter saying how people that cut sometimes can be attention whoring. And it was like a whole paragraph thing I wrote, and it got a little bit of feedback. It was pretty good. But I don't know, someone asked me, they were like, "Oh, I think you're very wise. Like, how do you come up with all this stuff?" And this isn't really going to be like a positive thing, but it's just kind of who I am. Like, this is kind of this is just what makes up of who I am. And it's not really something I'm brushing off my chest or anything. It's just something that's bothering me, and something that I know it's just something I have to explain anyway, so I'm going to go ahead and explain it now. So in 7th grade in middle school, I didn't really have like the style / dressing thing. So I kind of dressed kind of funky, weird, not like funky, but just not like a style. Anyway, so I was going through that kind of dating thing where I would kind of want to be dating someone, and there was this girl, and she was into those kind of bad boy style things. Anyway, so like I said, I don't know if I ever brought this up, but before I wouldn't touch, I said this before, how I wouldn't really touch girls, I wouldn't really hug or do anything like that, even if I was in a really strong relationship with someone. So she eventually, we started talking for a couple of months. Now, this is just a dumb relationship. I would rarely talk to her. It was that kind of relationship, and I don't know. So eventually she got kind of mad at me because I didn't touch her. So she wrote this huge paragraph, because we would talk on Facebook, and she wrote this whole paragraph writing, sorry for my language, but I'm kind of quoting what she said. She said, quote unquote, "You dress like a faggot," a lot of other hurtful things. And I'm not saying it, I'm not trying to victimize myself, I'm not saying that I'm weak or anything, because, at first I was like, holy crap, well, I actually kind of cared for her, and then seeing her so, against me, and honestly, there was this guy there too. She was kind of going towards him, and he was what she wanted, so I guess it was her decision. So I didn't really take too much attention towards her. I didn't react the way she wanted me to. In other words, I did not say anything back. I didn't reply. I just kind of, whatever, it's over. Didn't really change me too much at the moment. And then after a while, I started dressing differently. I didn't really dress the same. And then, so someone brought it up, and then I copied and pasted the paragraph that she direct messaged me. She messaged me this whole paragraph, a hateful paragraph, and I wasn't anything back then. I was I was in 7th grade, so I was just a youngster. And so she sent me this whole hate thing, and I posted on, it was all on Facebook, so I posted it out on Facebook, and then everyone was like, "Damn, who wrote this? Holy crap, this is it's savage, it's just fucked up to say all this shit about me." And I didn't really do anything about it. Someone asked for it, so I posted it, and then eventually I told the person who it was publicly, so if anyone wanted to see that, it would be on there. So this was in 7th grade. Now I'm in 10th grade, and the girl, she's 15, and she's pregnant. Now, I'm not saying this because I'm just kind of getting revenge or anything. I'm not saying it because it's just, but I see her at church every day, every time I go to church, because I do go to church. It was a comment I received saying, "You go to church?" Yeah, I know I'm a weird fucked up person, but that doesn't really mean anything. Anyway, so I see her every day, every time I go to church, and she's pregnant. She's walking around with a child in her stomach. And I don't know, it's really weird knowing that someone you knew, someone that hurt you, someone that made you feel like a piece of shit, and then you kind of see them a couple years later, seeing them pregnant, 15-year-old, teen pregnancy, and that is still around, so that's cool. But I don't know. Hopefully she doesn't really remember me, but it was an awful time. Anyway, so that's kind of what's going on now. I don't really feel like going to church too much, to that church anymore, because, obviously you don't want to hang around people that have hurt you and then act like nothing has happened. Like, I'm trying not to use these things from my past to affect me for my future, like what I am now. But honestly, it's who I am. Like, I've been through shit like this, and honestly, going through it kind of helps because you use all those words as motivation. I've never really revealed these type of things where people would bully me, but honestly, it's just kind of like, it's bullshit. Like, if you don't let it hurt you, then it won't hurt you. If you don't... See, like, I think I've heard this before. Like, life is like a ball. It'll be thrown at your face without your consent. The way you receive this bashing is up to you. You can either cry and whine about it in the corner and whine about how much it hurt, or you can pick up the ball and throw it back, which the ball is supposed to represent life. It's not actually a ball. So yeah, ball is life. And that was part of the paragraph. It was supposed to be inspirational for people to stop cutting, for people not to post, "Be right back, gonna go cut," or "Be right back," or like picking up the blade, or like "The blade's in my hand." It was just kind of like one of those type of rants, and I don't know, I feel like these are the type of things I should be talking about, because I know people out there still do that, people with actual problems. And I was kind of talking about this earlier in the paragraph, saying how kids in Africa, like, I don't want to keep saying that because it's so repetitive, everyone knows about that, but kids in Africa, they smile because they have food on their plate. Like, they see the food on their plate and they smile. Nowadays, you see 12-year-olds crying because their phone's cracked or whatever. Like, it's just kind of like a society thing, to the point to where it's just kind of like, I don't know where the society is heading to, and it's just, it bothers me, obviously. If it wouldn't bother me, I would not have been making this video. But it obviously is. So, I don't know. Just a thought, It's... Sometimes I feel like people kind of look at me and they're just like, "Oh, he's just a cheerful, weird guy," right? Like, even online, people look at me and they're just like, "Oh, Quedex, yeah, he's just some weird, funny guy." But, no one really knows your story. Like, you go online, no one knows who you are, no one knows what you've been through, no one knows your story, like I said before. And it's just kind of like, you just kind of have to open up. And someday I will do like a draw my life slash, yeah, kind of like my way to where I am now. And as long as I keep growing, this will work out. But I don't know, it's a lot. So yeah, I don't want to leave this story thing depressing or inspirational or anything. I just wanted to kind of brush that off my chest. Like I said, I wasn't gonna do that, but I kind of did. I don't know. It's just, it's something that's bothering me, so I just decided to make this video. And, just don't judge people in general, because, like, I know the default state of mind is to be pessimistic. Pessimistic is when you see everything and you're not satisfied. You're always, like, let's just use an iPad for an excuse. As an example. The iPad, oh, it's slow. Well, at least you have a fucking iPad. Like, kids around the world don't have the privilege. They don't have they're not capable of having the iPad that you're holding in your hands, yet you're still complaining about it, you're nagging about it, because you know that you could get better. And that's how humans work. And that's how it works with bullying, because when people say that there's an end to bullying, I kind of laugh. I know there's no way for us to get rid of bullying. You want to know why? Because that is just how our minds work. I've already explained this many times before to so many people, and yet some people just don't understand. So, that's just the way our minds work. Like, even if you try to deny it, like, no, I've never said like this, you've always not, there's always times where you're not satisfied by something, and, that's just how we work. And, that's why I believe that there's no end to bullying. There could be ways to kind of prevent it, but it's not, there's never going to be an end, because violence is just one of the characteristics of humans, because literally humans were meant to kill. Humans were meant to destroy. And that's what we're doing. Slowly but surely. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you guys did, hit that like button down below. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Later, guys.